Divide 5x cubed plus 39x squared plus 31x plus 21 by x plus 7 and evaluate your answer for reasonableness. Let's go ahead and put our dividend under the division sign, and then we'll put our divisor on the outside. And note that we have the polynomial in descending order of the x powers. We have x cubed, x squared, x, and then no x, and there's no missing term there, so we don't have to put a 0 anywhere. And now to divide, let's go ahead and we first want to see, well, what needs to be multiplied by x to give us 5x cubed? Well, 5x squared multiplied by x would give us 5x cubed. And so then we take 5x squared and we'll multiply it out by not only x, but by 7 as well. So we'd get 5x squared times x, which we just saw as 5x cubed. Then 5x squared times 7 would be a positive 35x squared. And so then we want to subtract that entire phrase. So 5x cubed minus 5x cubed, that's just 0. And then 39x squared minus, since we're distributing that minus 35x squared, we get 4x squared. And then we'll go ahead and drop down our next term. And so now we do the same thing. So what times x will give us 4x squared? So x times 4x will give us 4x squared. So now we multiply 4x times x plus 7. So 4x times x is 4x squared, and 4x times 7 is 28x. And then we subtract both these terms. And so 4x squared minus 4x squared is just 0, 31x. And if you'd like, instead of writing parentheses there, you can even instead just put in a minus and then make sure that you put a minus on both, or change the sign of both terms. So 31x minus 28x gives us 3x. And then we can drop down our next term, so plus 21, and then we do the same thing. So what times x will give us 3x? So that will be a positive 3. So now multiplying it out, 3 times x gives us 3x, and 3 times 7 gives us 21. And that's just looking at the 3 times 7 up here. And so now subtracting those, then we get 3x minus 3x is 0, and 21 minus 21 is 0. So it will divide in perfectly since there's no remainder. And so then our answer would be 5x squared plus 4x plus 3. Checking for reasonableness, it does make sense. We have a cubic divided by a linear. That should give us a quadratic. And then we can also check and see if it multiplies to what we started with. So if we take the divisor and multiply it by the quotient, we should get what we started with. So multiplying those out, x times 5x squared gives us 5x cubed. X times 4x gives us plus 4x squared. X times 3 gives us plus 3x. 7 times 5x squared gives us 35x squared. 7 times 24x gives us plus 28x. And 7 times 3 gives us plus 21. So then adding together like terms, 4x squared plus 35x squared, that gives us 39x squared. So we'll have 5x cubed plus 39x squared, and then plus 3x plus 28x gives us plus 31x, and then we still have plus 21. And so note that that does match exactly what we started with, and so we are correct, and we can go ahead and summarize our answer. Because there is no remainder, the quotient 5x squared plus 4x plus 3 is a polynomial. It is reasonable that a cubic polynomial divided by a linear would result in a quadratic. For a check on the division, you can multiply the quotient 5x squared plus 4x plus 3 by the divisor x plus 7, which results in the dividend 5x cubed plus 39x squared plus 31x plus 21.